Welcome back to the most professional StarCraft 2. I got something special for you today, but let me first introduce, in the top left in the red, it is the Protoss player we don't deserve, but the one we need right now, the smiling assassin. It's Hero, the rank 2 Protoss player in the world. Now who's rank 1, you might ask? Well, let me introduce to you, recently taking that number 1 slot from Europe, from Denmark, the mysterious MaxPax's. A best of 5 PvP, almost literally anything could happen. This matchup, the most volatile in the game, the most difficult to predict, and sometimes the most entertaining. You never know exactly what you're going to see as abrupt transitions from early Stargate and cheese to begging you for likes and subscribes. We'll always keep you on your toes. And Jimmy, what are we at? 1,193 likes on this video, on this cast, on this Kung Fu Cup final, and I'll cast another series. And let me know if you want to see more mirror matchups. I mean, the top 2 Protoss in the world, and also all of the Protoss in the top 10 overall. There's still a probe in the base. Either way, thank you for watching. If we hit that goal, I'll cast another series. And, I'll probably do it anyways. But thank you for tuning in. Hopefully you've had a good day so far. And hopefully it's about to get a little bit better. So one of the hardest things with early game Protoss versus Protoss, I find, is actually keeping track of whose buildings are whose when they're warping in. So far, it isn't too difficult. Only a few random pylons and an assimilator have been blocked in. But the Phoenix arms race has begun, as neither player was willing to back down from Stargate in the early game. Currently, we have Zealots on either side destroying Hero's buildings. Hero taking out his shield battery, which was blocking at Adept, and MaxPax's taking out Hero's assimilator, which was blocking his gas guys. So Hero getting in the way of everything to start. The beautiful Phoenix mating dance has begun. Awkward. Well, they don't like it when people watch. That's fair. There's no observer here for a reason. And that reason is because they're weird and creepy. Like stalkers. And also because a robo costs gas, and so does the observer. And right now, every ounce, every gram, every cube... Oh. You see, every time you can't let him be. All right. What was I saying? Ah, yes. Every cubic probe of gas that is mine needs to go into these Phoenixes, because Phoenix is one of the few units, especially flying units, that can attack while moving. So, 1, they must stack up in the air to hide their numbers, and make it a little harder to target fire. And 2, having just 1 more means they can chase you across the map and potentially win the game outright. So one of the more awkward parts of the Phoenix War is how pylons become a strong tool yet again, as neither side has enough ground units in order to reliably take out those pylons. As Hero might be able to send the Zealot out, but the Phoenixes could pick it off. MaxPax's has blocked the bases. The beacons are lit. Fleet beacons for either side. Almost identical timing. And Phoenix range could certainly decide this. But, oh, what is the number? Guardian shield potential, but the Zealot just kills the sentries. Oh no! The Hero Zealot is taken out. But Hero actually invested 100 valuable gas into a sentry. And with it, well, he loses it. Guardian Shield is a huge deal with this many Phoenixes on the field, because the Guardian Shield extends into the sky and reduces those attacks by 2 apiece and could definitely turn the tides. Wait, was that MaxPax's probe? MaxPax's did block the 3rd base for a while. He's got one himself. Phoenix range on both sides. MaxPax's has a slight edge on the timing. Oh my. The numbers, Hero has 1 more Phoenix. But Phoenix range, there's a very thin margin, both in window of time and in range itself, where MaxPax could potentially chase down Hero's Phoenixes and kill them all without taking a single hit. Now, is that practical? Not especially. And he doesn't know when Hero... Oh, range is done. He gets a pick off. He's going to try to chase Hero, though. Just jumps on him, and the dance begins. And it's almost impossible to target fire. Hero moves back. Another Phoenix rolls through. We're just going to have to see who comes out of this alive. Somehow, near even losses. 9 Phoenixes lost for MaxPax. Apparently, he lost a sentry somewhere in there. Hero loses 7. So overall, but the resultant numbers actually 10. Sir, MaxPax is building a mothership, which, you know, actually might be. There's no detection. While there is no more passive cloaking, there's the active cloaking field, which lasts 20 seconds and must be activated. It's on about a minute and a half cooldown. But if he gets the mothership out, time warp, active cloaking, and the tankiness itself, the mothership could actually be a massive play here. Well, I'll be honest, I haven't seen too many PvPs at all. It is a hectic matchup to keep track of. But it's not particularly expensive at this stage. More of the daughter ship. Only 300 now. But there's no reason for Hero to have built a robo. He's just starting it now. This is one of the games where Phoenix DT could be a real strategy. As if either player doesn't have detection, they just lose the game. Bunch of Spylons out there. The mothership is done. But, and he only has... Now, you can't spam those abilities, and the lack of active cloaking, or the lack of the passive cloaking field means timing is everything. Hero has yet to see this. MaxPax trying to pick a fight, but the cloaking is activated. He can't see the Phoenixes. Oh, he'd have to kill the mothership. An interesting time warp there. I'm not sure what he was looking to do with that one. There's a carrier done trying to pick it off. The cloaking field, though, he literally just can't see what he's shooting at. Oh my god, it's a disaster! MaxPax pulls the cloaking field over his eyes, and the mothership will help the Phoenixes hunt down their Wow. Well, apparently that was the most decisive mothership I have seen maybe since Vortex existed. Now, it's one of those strategies it's another card from the deck. It's only going to work once. Or at least it should only work once. But wow. MaxPax starting things off about as big as you can get. The mothership clearly quite a strong choice against Protoss, which has significantly less detection, or ability to get detection, compared to, you know, the Terran and Zerg counterparts. And using it to great effect. We're heading to Game 2, Oceanborn. Hero with a probe headed to a relatively quiet corner of the map, which usually doesn't mean it's looking for meditation. But we will see. Just enjoying the sights. DTs, Stargate. Feels like a Stargate. Let's consult the build order chart real quickly. Yeah. And see what card Hero decides to pull out of the deck here. But MaxPax clearly getting a dominant victory in Game 1. Wow. It's got to be the Stargate. He's warping it. He's not warping it. I don't know if it's called warping it. Either way, he's building 2 Stalkers. Just a proxy pylon? Meanwhile, MaxPax expanding. And, well, he's taking his natural. He only has 1 gateway. Hero doesn't know what's happening at the front, so he's not reacting. Vision is everything here. It's going to be a Stargate for both sides. As we saw last game, vision is, well, and detection is everything. PvP, even one unit. And I'm not talking a mothership. I'm talking an adept, or a stalker, or an oracle can turn the tides. Protoss units can individually be very strong, especially against Protoss. Because if you just don't have the right tool for the job, that can be game over before you know it. Blink and you'll miss it. But Stargates, yet again. MaxPax has a distinctly faster expand. He saw he saw Stalkers, so... And now he's gonna see no Nexus. Void Ray looking real justified here. Yeah, the Void Ray expecting a, Gateway all-in is MaxPax as he adds on multiple shield batteries, chronos that Void Ray. Hero is building up the Phoenix count back at home as MaxPax knows that Hero didn't have his natural, but he doesn't know what tech he's actually dealing with. The Stalkers usually indicate something a bit less tech-heavy than Phoenixes. All right, blocking out. So both players have to build temporary doors as permanent ones, if you've ever played the campaign. Essentially, Protoss doors were not meant to be reopened. Usually they're burnt through with like a orbital laser or massive drill or something. That's just lore accurate. The rest of the doors are a shield battery temporarily slapped on to block the adepts. Well, we may get one of the weirder splits, which is Void Ray versus Phoenix. Phoenixes actually trade quite well against Void Rays, as the charged up Void Rays only do extra damage to armor, despite that beam looking extra thick, and most players assuming it does bonus damage in general. That was true back a decade ago in Wings of Liberty, and yes, a decade ago. But the prismatic alignment only does bonus versus armor, and it is significant, as well as the Void Ray itself doing bonus versus armor. So the result is that Phoenixes, cost for cost, will beat Void Rays. 3-4 Phoenixes can easily, and they can pick a fight when they'd like, as the Phoenixes are quite agile creatures and can attack while moving. So, well, that is a very dead... oh, MaxPax, come on. Oh, come on. That was never, ever going to happen. The most panic recall. I don't think he's going to regret it too much, besides how embarrassing that is, but clearly, that Oracle was not getting out of there. Now the Phoenixes are headed across. MaxPax does have a bit of a probe lead. With the shield battery, the Void Rays can zone out the Phoenixes. And now we get a split, because MaxPax is clearly going for the ground army, whereas Hero is going to be maintaining air control and going into charge. So it's going to be a defensive zone defense from MaxPax, while Hero constantly probes for weakness, and weakness in the probes. The Phoenixes will take advantage of any tiny little gap in the defense. And even if there isn't one, they can easily fly over and weather some of the Stalker. Like, the Stalkers are going to open up the door. Looking to take a third, but he's looking away for a moment. 2 probes down. Oh, the Adept's getting caught, so a little win there for MaxPax. That could have been very annoying. Maybe one Adept gets the shade through. Blink is on the way. He actually cancels it. Anything to buy time. +1 ground attack upgrades for both sides. Blink is nearly complete, but a little bit late for MaxPax's main mineral line. Now he's got a serious problem. Oh my god, stalls the warping. Blink 4 seconds. 4 seconds too long. MaxPax going to be going for the counter attack here, as Hero just fights the Stalkers. Straight, well, I guess it's not really fighting if they're up in the air wiggling around, but is there anything to actually deal with this? Hero only has 3 Zealots. They do have charge, but the Nexus will complete. The Phoenixes are clearly flying back across the map. Blink comes in. MaxPax's going to try to aggressively pick him off. The Void Rays are the only thing really keeping Hero from jumping on this army, because even though there's that many Ah, the Forges just finished, or just started up +1. Even though he has Blink Stalkers, they also don't do great against Phoenixes. Obviously, it's a numbers game, but with half a dozen charge lots and a dozen Phoenixes, he can take a relatively large Stalker force. But he can't also reliably fight with a couple Void Rays there without it being quite an inefficient trade. So, always interesting to see a split in the tech here, as they both go on kind of parallel paths. Well, they're slowly diverging. MaxPax's gonna... I'm not 100% convinced that probe wasn't misrallied, but he's gonna be out here just looking around. Observer is done, which is going to be very convenient to have detection, as a Dark Shrine is on the way. There's a Dark Shrine somewhere. Wait, no, that's MaxPax's production. I'm sorry. All Protoss look alike to me. On the production, well... the Phoenixes spot the Dark Shrine. More cannons on the way. MaxPax getting a good look around. Has kind of taken stock of what Hero's up to. Probe count. Immortal production. Dark Shrine finishes. DTs can also be used for the Archons. Worker counts are starting to even out here, so there is still that pylon in the corner. I'm not sure if Hero kind of rethought his idea there. It's not gonna hurt to have a pylon there, but has yet to be used. Very interesting game. MaxPax is adding on a Robo Bay. I actually feel like that might be for Colossi. MaxPax has been, well, both these players have been Colossus connoisseurs in the last, since the Disruptor nerf, especially. But in PvP, he is up against heavy charge lots, and Colossi are vulnerable to Phoenixes, but as are Disruptors. That's a lot of, that's a dozen Phoenixes though. 10 probes just getting slaughtered and scattered to the heavens here. He recalls out the Phoenixes. MaxPax notices, so he knows he can pull back. He decides on a Ruptor. Cancels a Colossus. Wait, he cancels a Colossus, builds a Disruptor, cancels the Ruptor. Like, actually, no, Colossus. So clearly a debate there. The Colossus is guaranteed to get hits off if it gets in range. The Disruptor is not, and can easily be interrupted by, say, a dozen Phoenixes. Unfortunately, there's no EMP going to happen, so... dealing with he has to deal with them directly. The only way to stop them is for them to run out of energy, or to run out of life. And the Disruptor can easily be interrupted until that stage. So the Colossi also kind of serve as, they're not the tankiest units. But, much like the Mothership, they can draw a lot of focus and make it easier for MaxPax's ground army to actually accomplish something. But Hero stands so active. I actually want to go to Hero's camera for a bit and take a look at how active he just is on the map. Trying to stay aggressive here. The Phoenixes hunting down whatever is left for him to pick off. Setting up chrono boosting everything. Trying to deny vision. Spots the DT. Their cannons. No reason to worry about that now. Double robo spot. That's quite an army. Oh, actually in position to deny the probes, but priorities. Let's see what MaxPax has to defend. Kind of an awkward army. The Nexus will just die with no contest, as the Phoenixes dragged enough of MaxPax's army out of position to try to box him out, that there was nothing on the ground. MaxPax is going to need as close to 200 supplies as he's going to get. Hero is going to try to keep him off 4 bases, so that way he can whittle down MaxPax's army. The DT found something in the main. Will actually manage to depower several buildings, but pylons are placed immediately. Hero is going to look to bludgeon MaxPax, whereas MaxPax is going to look to carve his way through, like drive a wedge through Hero's army with just effectively a death bow. He's got 4 Colossi going on 5. He's got +3 attack on the way. Well, +3 is going to be finished for Hero first. The Phoenixes are still helpful, though not as much of a menace as they once were. MaxPax is only at 53 probes and dropping. That does mean his army supply is still comparable despite not being maxed out, but Hero is just taking the rest of the map. At some point, MaxPax is not going to be able to replenish the army. That's a lot of charge lots. That's a slightly less now. They walk right into the thermal lances. But the Phoenixes are just ransacking the mineral mines. 20 probes down. MaxPax down under 50. MaxPax, the death ball is rolling. Army supply nearly even here. Hero is looking for a surround. And he's got a decent angle to fight the Colossi. The charge lots come in from the north. The Colossi not able to concentrate those thermal lances, picks up as much as he can. The War Prism is forced back. Charges up the Void Rays. And MaxPax, well, the Colossi seem like they're enough for now. Well, actually, kind of a inconclusive fight. Let's take a look over here. We see that Hero definitely got more resources and kills, but MaxPax was able to carve out. Thing is, most of what MaxPax was able to kill were the charge lots. And those charge lots, they're quite expendable. That's kind of their whole thing. Throwing them into glorious battle and losing them just as quickly. So, MaxPax can't really afford to lose any part of his composition, as they're all costly. He's got so much gas invested in almost everything. Whereas Hero can throw away gateway units, left, right, and center, and is starting to do so even more often. So difficult to just continue dealing with this. The Phoenix is going to come in again. They've been making full use of it. 7 kills, 4 kills. The amount of map control... Oh, well, there go the rest. Looks like the age of Phoenixes has ended, and they won't be rising again anytime soon. So the army kind of strung out here. MaxPax able to shave off a lot of supply before the fight even really starts. And that'll avoid it continuing. As Hero's forced to pull back, you need to engage. You cannot fight this head-on. The Colossi have the biggest heads in the business. All right, you gotta come in from another angle. Force them to swivel around. Minimize the damage. Loses a prism. Possibly the most important part. Well, maybe not as critical because so much of his army is just already tied up in robo units and archons, but reinforcing is definitely something he would want to do. He knows that Hero's on every side. The Colossi are concentrating on the southern flank. The Archons trying to work their way forward. One Colossus almost goes down. Blink Stalkers pick it off. Nearly point blank. MaxPax retreating down the ramp here. The Immortal count is damn high. Charge Lot swinging in from the north. Colossi burning him away. Reinforcements cut off by Hero. But MaxPax's death ball continues. A warp... Hey, guys! I'm here! Hello? Oh. Is it daylight savings? Did you guys mean 15 minutes, not oh. I'm sorry. Blacked out for a second. MaxPax retreats to his fort and maintains his supply lead. And now adding in disruptors. After he's taken out the Phoenixes. A genius move. 108 IQ at least. Realizing that the main threat to the disruptors has already been cleared off the field, and now he has the supply to replenish. The main issue still remains, though, and that's Hero's economy. He's got 15 gates. He's going to triple Stargate. He's already getting +1 air weapons. I imagine for carriers, though, Tempest might have a place here as well, especially with this many Colossi. Hero, a line of battle is drawn. While Game 1 was essentially a pure mirror matchup, here, about the inverse. I don't know, that sounded profound. They're both going for similar but distinctly different unit compositions, both on the ground, but Hero, clearly a more Zerg-like army. Whereas MaxPax, a more conventional death ball, up to and including the death balls. Hero. Hero brings out the mothership. I would love if every game of this series featured at least one mothership. Well, trying to use it against him. I don't know how effective it will be at this stage of the game, but it certainly can't hurt. As, well, Hero's army is kind of wandering in, but a broadside is fired off. Point blank Ruptors. Not getting nearly as much as they'd like here. He actually just loses the Nexus. MaxPax's was trying to deal with an army over to the north. Neither player handling that fight perfectly, but Hero can easily replenish, whereas MaxPax's is out of gas and struggling to keep his bases intact here. The Stalkers will just target the Nexus. It's not going to happen. Shield Battery Overcharge is disabled there, but the Immortals are punching through anyways. The Immortals will rip apart the base until the Disruptors do their damage. Now, those new Immortal Shields will allow them to survive potentially 3 Disruptor hits, depending on the timing. But the Mothership has arrived. Oh, wow. And the War Prism just is super dead. Archon's getting caught, though. MaxPax's able to take out a key part of the army composition. And still, the army supply is massive for MaxPax's. He's got 131 to 105. And he's marching across the map now. The Archon count, 8 of them, 6 Disruptors in tow. A few Stalkers gonna get picked up. Hero may just go straight into a base trade. And I think a base trade certainly favors him at this stage of the game. He has the production, he has the economy. All he has to do is pick the right fight. And MaxPax's will not be able to rebuild. Where is the mothership? Where is the mothership? Oh, it's still chilling back at home. Might be able to use stasis recall out. What a crazy game. I'm trying to keep track of all of it, but everybody teleporting around, dodging in, diving out. Was that a mothership recall, or was it? That was the mothership recall. I wonder if MaxPax's realized that was mothership recall, because it has a larger area coverage. Much like your mother. So it's able to contain more. And in this case, oh, and now he uses it! MaxPax's, does he have an observer with the armor? He does, but it's been detected. It could be picked off. The Disruptors fire around the bend. Get a good connection. MaxPax's still driving Hero back to his natural. Where's the time warp? More Disruptor shots. Hero pushed back. The Tempests are fighting heads up. Somehow the Observer has survived, possibly the most important unit. Tempest taking out the Colossi, and the Archons are at point blank. The Mothership is out of spells to cast, but the Disruptors are not. A great hit, another one, and another one going through. Gets a connection. MaxPax's is driven back by the sheer production, though. And at the end of the day, in a dramatic hold, he just doesn't have anything. He's at 23 probes, and he can't beat the army anymore. He pushes him all the way back, but Hero holds the line with the Mothership and the Tempest. By the way, Hero was warping in 9 Zealots and 5 Stalkers at that exact moment. MaxPax's understands the situation. He got way closer than I ever thought he would in that scenario. There was even a Zealot over here. What a game. Well. I don't know what I expected from the top 2 Protoss in the world, but this is better. PvP, always a hectic matchup. But that match, 2 motherships, 2 for 2 on motherships so far. We're going to have a buffet of clickbait opportunities by the end of this series. We'll see which one we end up with. But going into Game 3, all tied up. Rank 1 versus Rank 2 Protoss in the world. And honestly, at this stage, interchangeable. Currently, worldwide, they're ranked 4 and 5. With Cyril, Clem, and Maru. In that order, I believe. Yes, the Europeans have retaken supremacy. The #1 player of all three races for, I think, maybe the first time in StarCraft 2 history is non-Korean players. I can't think of another time when all three races, Terran, Zerg, and Protoss, especially Terran, Clem, by beating up MaxPax's and others, has really stepped up lately. Maru, honestly, has not kept up quite as well. Hero, a volatile player, as we can see. Cyril is Cyril. That one was not in doubt. So, but honestly, that Hero turned the game into the kind of game that he loves to play. As Professor Chaos, as someone who plays against Dark on most days that end in Y. Any sort of base trade scenario is something he's going to have a lot of experience with. MaxPax's, though, he kept his cool. Honestly, he got I really thought Hero would just grind him down and crush him. I thought it was getting to the point of like, all right, MaxPax's, just do your big attack and call it a day. But no. It ended up being a potentially deadly timing that Hero only just barely held. Which is a testament to both MaxPax's tenacity and his crisis management skills. Those are two different things. I count tenacity as like the emotional component. Like, you know how in Twitch chat or YouTube comments, somebody will lose 3 probes and then chat will say, why didn't they leave the game? It's like the opposite of that. Did you just use that as a poor opportunity to make fun of backseat gamers? I'll let you be the judge. But yeah, MaxPax's not giving up. Knows Hero is likely to make a potentially deadly mistake if you give him long enough. But is this a deadly mistake from MaxPax's? Not having 2 gates against someone who certainly does. Hero walks up with 4 Stalkers, which is more than 1 Zealot and 1 Stalker. He kills 1 shield battery, while mostly mitigating the fire. Shield battery canceled before the last volley, but a Void Ray to try to turn the tides here. Hero's only at 22 probes. Hero's doing a 3-gate. An Oracle came in and took a look around here, but can he hold the line against Hero's all-in? The proxy pylon can help warp in, but the warp prism certainly can as well. Now this is a good old-fashioned Protoss versus Protoss. Nice 1 base all in here. Going for the gate. That is the only non-star gate. The force field inconveniences the Stalkers. Down goes the gate. Second Void Ray is out. Incredibly important here. There's enough Stalkers to burn through even shield battery overcharge at this stage. Oh, it's a dangerous game. Sentry's being warped in mostly because he doesn't have the minerals, not because he thinks sentries are going to be the game-winning move. Oh, the dancing of death. If either player gets a little too far forward, especially MaxPax's, well, 1 or 2 units makes all the difference here. Is there enough energy for battery overcharge? No. Not for a few more seconds on the main. Does Hero know that? It's very hard to keep track. There should be enough. There is enough now, as long as he doesn't spend it. The Adept Shade. MaxPax's has been building probes. He now has 3 voids. He's actually pulling some of the probes off the line just to potentially draw fire. Hero just continues going. He lights up the Void Brace. Can he hold long enough for another one? Hero actually moving in against the charged up Void Ray. You know what the beam does, right? Hero like, yeah, but he'll never expect it. Yeah, the Void Rays don't care. Okay. He could have waited like 10 seconds and done the same thing. He does draw out the shield battery overcharge. But how many Stalkers? He's lost 4 Stalkers now. The Void Rays are still struggling here as the damage output is enough to go through the shield batteries. And Hero is just up again. The probes are body blocking out. Somehow 1 Void Ray survives. MaxPax's But at the same time, the Oracle killed the shield battery and kills most of Hero's probes. A force field could hold the door, maybe for long enough for MaxPax to reach it. He has a force field if he wants to go for it. All the probes are pulled off the line. Both sides, the workers, suffering the most. MaxPax 16 probes. But Hero has lost his main and the Oracle's waiting to finish the job. Hero has almost no opportunity. More probes pulled off the line. Is there enough? Shield battery overcharge. Is there energy? Yes, there is. He needs to take out the battery. He does, but that's a lot of time wasted. Here come the Void Rays. Takes out another one. New Void Ray pops out, lights up. Is it gonna be enough? I don't think so. The Stalkers are gonna take it down. And this disaster piece of a game ends abruptly but decisively. It's going to be match point for the Korean Protoss Hero. What the hell are we doing? Protoss versus Protoss. Two to one Hero. No mothership that game. Unfortunate, but it would have been impressive to find the resources for one in that experience. Oh. Jimmy, please. We're going to Golden Aura. MaxPax, I think getting... Well, he's shown a tendency to go for the one gate expand. And also, when you do that on maps that don't have a ramp up to the natural, like Hecate, like Golden Aura, you do risk... The ramp up to the natural makes it that much harder, especially early on, for things like Stalkers to start doing the damage before Warp Gate finishes. And without it, you're very reliant on either them making a mistake or getting enough defenses. The problem is if you build too many defenses early, then you risk them getting a better economy. If you don't build enough, obviously it can go poorly as well. So it's a dangerous game, but both sides have probes. And see the other... Oh no. Oh, here we go again. They got at least one Stargate on either side. MaxPax has not even started Warp Gate. Which means he really... Wait, okay. Okay, now, how many... I don't... How many of these are MaxPax? That's MaxPax's shield battery. Because of course it is. Wait, is that Max? That's also Max. Like I said, you gotta keep track of whose units are whose. So, wait, no, that's also MaxPax's shield battery. This is Heroes. They are kind of hard to tell apart until they warp in. There's a Phoenix on the way. Why, the Adept, what? Hero, why are your units here? I have no idea what Hero was doing there. Alright, so the shield batteries shielding each other. Adept. Well, he's just targeting that. Like, the Adepts are in now. He's just defending his main. There's no probes here to save. Back at home, MaxPax is also building Phoenixes. Well, the Oracle is implied. I guess that's what the Stalker came back for earlier on. MaxPax is kind of just killing the pylons, though. So, at some point, sooner rather than later, Hero's going to have to deal with this. The Adepts are in the main, which is never a good sign. The Zealot, kills the well, wait, nobody has Warp Gate. MaxPax, wait, no, an Adept gets out. The shield here come the Phoenixes. They pick up the Zealot, which is being healed by the shield batteries on the low ground here, and now there's not quite enough energy on anyone involved to really do everything they're trying to do. The Adept can also be picked up, but it is in range of another shield battery, so it's going to take a lot longer. I don't think it'll outlast the Graviton Beam, but now there's more Phoenixes coming across. MaxPax is the only one with shield batteries at Heroes Natural, making that, well, whose natural is it anyways? Any amount of shields. He's camping the production. He has less Phoenixes, but the shield batteries are a big difference here. The Oracle, it came in and tried to get some damage done. It's still alive up in the corner here. Meanwhile, Baxter... I was wondering when we get to this stage. This is, to my understanding, still a surprisingly common part. And this is another thing that's very common on maps that don't have a ramp to the natural. Allows both players to build more easily. I can't believe the shield batteries are still here. Like, we are 5.5 minutes in. Nobody has Warp Gate. The Phoenix, like, the only unit that isn't a Phoenix or Probe is this one Stalker, which does manage to take down one of the shield batteries. MaxPax also has a shield battery here. MaxPax has been building off 2 Stargates, which, I mean, 8 to 7 Phoenixes. He's gonna pick a timing. He knows the Phoenixes are back there. That shield battery has plenty of energy. This hero has not seen the Phoenixes, I don't think. He can try to pick off... I got the tension. The Stalker, slowly, very slowly, but also surely, working on the shield batteries. MaxPax stacking up his Phoenixes to hide their numbers. And takes out one. He thinks he has the advantage. Is he correct? Yes. He has the numbers right now, but not all the Phoenixes are across the map, and the shield battery changes the equation. Even a single volley. Starting to pick up probes. Kills a Phoenix right off the bat. Second Stargate being camped a bit. The Stalker getting involved. But MaxPax, I think, has it. He's just done it. And there we are. That's the game, right? Hero. Yeah. And check and mate. Oh my. Another high-level Protoss versus Protoss. MaxPax with the classic triple shield battery and Heroes Natural into the Phoenix Hyper Stack. It almost looked like it might end with the shield batteries, but the most offensive defense that you can have. Well, that brings us, I think appropriately, to Game 5. Who will claim their place as the best Protoss in the world? Once again, I don't think this match necessarily defines the ranking. And for those who don't know, just... Oh my god, Hero Goes Nexus first. I was gonna launch into a bit of a diatribe there. Aligulac is the name of the site, aligulac.com. It essentially tallies up all the professional matches, of which there are hundreds, if not thousands, per month, and also games that don't involve Dark, and rates all the players against one another. And it only counts professional matches. And, of course, weights like different matchups and all that. And this is how we come to the conclusion. Oh, yeah. Hero... Or was it MaxPax? I don't know which one of them has a better PvP. But in general, when you hear people talking about the rankings or ratings of players, it is via that site. Which, while it might not be perfect, and you can have your arguments with the methodology, no one else has put in the effort to make a site that has been so widely accepted. So... changing topics is about as dramatically as you possibly could. MaxPax is shamelessly putting a Stargate directly in front of Hero's base. Hero went for a Nexus first. So MaxPax is gambling, though not leaving it up to chance, as this is certainly an odd scenario. He's gambling he can just build maybe a Void Ray and work from there. Hero, I don't think he's just going Nexus first on a whim. He clearly has something worked out for dealing with this. And he knows exactly what's coming. It's gonna be an Oracle. A bunch of probes are involved here. MaxPax actually keeps his Zealot alive. More Stalkers being built. Hero did go 2 gates behind. Hero also still has a probe in MaxPax's natural. That Oracle looks like it's gonna finish. Looks like he really wants another one. Ooh, takes an extra hit. And that's enough for the Stalkers to walk up and chase down the rest. The Oracle will complete, though. And okay, the shield battery for Hero makes a huge difference here. The shield battery means the Oracle just really can't do anything at all. MaxPax is entire, but wait, there's a Zealot here now. Okay. Another Zealot showed up with the Stalker getting... wait, Oracle, stasis, attempted. Not gonna make a huge difference there. All right, okay, I'm sorry. He's combining the Adept and the Oracle's ability to 2-shot probes. But wait, Hero walks up with his Stalkers. I needed a break there just to contemplate the madness before we launch into round 2 of it. Is Warp Gate done? Yes, they both have Warp Gate. But now Hero has some Stalkers just wandering around the base. He recalls out. Looks like he's gonna get out with all 3. There is still that Oracle back there. Technically, the Stargate, I don't think it blocks a 3rd Nexus, but it's quite a nice scout as well. Blink and a Dark Shrine on the way for MaxPax, which Hero does have the worker lead, as you might expect from someone who went Nexus first and didn't lose an inordinate amount of probes. But Hero does not have any tech. He's just now getting a Twilight. He's just now getting a Robo. Will MaxPax have enough Stalkers to punish Hero for his greed? As he already attempted the proxy Stargate, and I don't think it worked out. Getting the Oracle in to do a half-hearted stasis while simultaneously losing many of your gateway units did not end up giving him a winning position. But Blink is definitely one of the best tools in the Protoss arsenal. And having it while your opponent does not gives you a lot of control over the situation. 4 Stalkers. Oh, shield battery, but even more Stalkers from Hero. It's pretty clear MaxPax going to have Blink. Hero 1 saw the Twilight on the other side. 2 will continue to see the Twilight. Will he see the Dark Shrine? Yes, very important. He was already building observers. Certainly doesn't hurt. Blink is done, though. The Oracle can be used for high ground vision. Indeed it is. Goes for the pylon. Gonna try to deny this. Hero, bit slow on the reaction. Force field, optimistic. Gonna target down the other sentry here. MaxPax has enough Stalkers to keep fighting. Gets the sentry. He's gonna get out. Big win there for MaxPax, and he's not done yet. Adept's headed into the natural. Meanwhile, he's expanding behind, whereas Hero doesn't have another Expo. The Adepts canceled the Shade at the last moment. The Stalkers on their way back. And now MaxPax feels comfortable with the damage he did. Is going to go back and set up to defend. Is it enough? He took out 2 sentries, 200 gas there, with no losses, and he has a quicker Nexus. And Hero, on scouting the Dark Shrine, is now building cannons in his mineral lines, which, yes, they'll help, but they also slow down the expansion. And those cannons aren't going to walk across the map and start attacking your Nexus. At least not this patch. So, MaxPax actually may have leveraged that map control and put himself in a pretty decent situation. He just has to hold the counterattack. 15 Stalkers and a sentry with a Warp Prism here for Hero. All max. Oh, he blunks forward. He's just going to burn right through. He gets 2. Meanwhile, the Adepts and the DTs in an awkward situation. Hero tries to deal with that. He blunks it again. Shield battery overcharge. Oh, he blinks out of one of the hits. Shield battery overcharge doesn't matter if you have enough Stalkers to just one-shot. And he does. He's still fighting through it. And, oh, every stalker that doesn't die is going to get re-shielded. Some of the probes have to be pulled off the line. MaxPax doesn't have that many to burn. The shield battery is taken out. But Hero, incredibly aggressive here. An Immortal pops out at a fortuitous timing. A DT delays some of the production. There's only 5 gates and 2 are depowered. Is he pulling probes to kill a DT? And is MaxPax like, wait, what? What am I watching? Meanwhile, the Stalker's into the nether. Wait, whose Immortal is that? It looks like MaxPax lost his. There's no detection here. He must have picked off the Observer. A DT on each side of the map. The probes are just dying. Hero, no! Oh, God. It's chaos. Yet again. It looks like DTs are going to dictate the pace of the game on both sides of the map. MaxPax has 56 probes. The DT is still going to work. Triggers the Immortal barrier. Obviously, there's an Observer coming across the map now. But all MaxPax is going to have to do is hold. But that's been true for quite a while now. What is the... It's 18 Stalkers to 3. Oh, wait a second. Where's MaxPax's army? Is Charge done? No. He just has Zealots. The Immortal from the side. Both Immortals look like they're going to get picked off. But way more Stalkers for Hero. And the army... Where is the... MaxPax just taps it out. It's over. Hero takes it 3-2. As there's just no army left. They fought half a dozen times, but at the end of the day, MaxPax with 4 Zealots and 3 Stalkers against 21 and an Immortal, it's not going to be enough. Wow. What a hectic, dramatic, and abrupt series. Exactly what you would expect from Protoss versus Protoss, which is, of course, the unexpected. But if I could expect one thing of you, then it will be to like and subscribe. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you got the means of motivation, be awesome. Check out Patreon or YouTube membership. But either way, thank you for watching. I hope I made your day a little bit better. Make sure auto plays on the right video. And good luck, have fun. I'll see you next time. Stay chill.